Are you guys thinking about launching a YouTube channel in 2024? Or maybe you're thinking about bringing your channel back to life that's been dead for a while. Either way, this video is for you. I want to talk to you guys about the 9 things that were surprising to me in starting a channel. So number 1, this was probably the most surprising to me, which was, when you're starting out, I think you have this fear of, you don't know what you don't know. It's like totally unknown. You're starting new and you're afraid that all these people are going to come roast you. And I think, certainly for my topic area, there's a lot of people in the space of entrepreneurship and business and success and wealth creation and all this stuff, right? And so I was expecting people to be really nasty, and that's just not the case. It hasn't been the case for me. I would say like for every one hater, there's 100 people supporting me. And it's not just my mom and dad, right? Like, there are people that have written me on Twitter and come out of the woodwork, like even off of YouTube, and have said things like, please, like, just keep making these, like, just keep going. I know that maybe you're not getting the response that you want. You don't have 100,000 views on this one, but like, just keep going. These are so good. And I think that will really surprise you when you get started, the amount of people that come out that are just good people, that resonate with what you have to say. And really appreciate you for being there. So number 1, I think you'll be blown away by how many supporters actually come out of the woodwork, people that know you, but also total strangers that are just there to have your back. And you'll be blown away by how few people actually talk junk, because I just don't see that many I really don't see any. It's so infrequent that I get a nasty comment. Maybe I'll get one on this video. I guess we'll see. Number 2, I would say it strengthens your mind and the way that you communicate in person. So I could go into why, but you guys could just take it at that. It strengthens your mind and it helps you communicate better with people. I think part of that is the script writing process. For me, like, I write a small script, right? So you see that I always reference this screen over here, but I just look at a couple bullet points and I go from those bullet points and I think on the fly. I don't like reading a whole script of stuff because I feel like it would be really boring. It would be really inorganic. And so for me, it's helped me communicate, probably because of the process of researching the material, learning from my courses, learning from the books, and then I'm implementing it somewhere. And I'm going to touch on that in a later point. So number 1 was there's really not that many haters. There's way more supporters. Number 2 is it strengthens your mind and your communication. Number 3 is, and this one's a weird one. A lot of you, raise your hand if you don't like hearing the sound of your voice. That would be me, probably a year ago. So my voice is a little higher. You used to get picked on in school, and so you start this dialogue of like, oh my gosh, like I hate hearing my voice and all this stuff, right? But I will say you get used to it. Like, you get used to hearing it. Like, your videos will pop up on your YouTube feed, or you'll see friends or family listening to it, or you're going to edit things. You're just hearing your voice so much that you get used to it and you're numb to it. And now I kind of appreciate it. Which is really weird to say, because like it just seems so strange to go from hating the sound of it and hearing it to like now I have an appreciation for it. So that was really surprising to me. That's number 3. You get used to hearing the sound of your voice, and you might actually appreciate it. Number 4, I think a lot of people get so caught up in the subs and likes and like all these things, right? But like I remember my first 1 or 2 videos. Like, I had somebody from the United States and then someone from like Africa that was reaching out that was like, hey, I really needed help with this. I was stuck and you helped me get unstuck. I binged your your 2 long forms and your shorts today, and they really helped me get unstuck. That was my first month, and it was like my first couple videos. And so it's like, if your head is in the right place, you're focused on inputs and not just outputs, you will be rewarded in terms of your ability to impact people at ground zero. Like, you don't need subscribers, you don't need anything in order to help other people across the globe and make a positive impact from day 1. So that should encourage you, and that's number 4. Number 5, this is kind of, it's not that important, but YouTube is growing over, like, when you look at video-based subscription platforms, like, YouTube is growing, and Netflix keeps losing subscribers. Now, they might turn that around with some strategy or whatever, but it's like, because they keep upping the price and doing all this other stuff, they've been hemorrhaging subscriber base since 2021, I think. And in fact, they recently said in their earnings reports that they're going to leave out subscribers because they don't think it's a fair indication on growth, which if I was an investor in Netflix, I would be super disturbed that they're going to do that. It's not, that one data point of subscriber base is not an ends and a means, but it is what pays the salaries there, right? So like, I think that's kind of strange. So YouTube is continually growing, even while some other platforms start to plateau. So I think that's a huge reason to be on it. And then as an aside, there are so many tools like Opus Clip and vidIQ that can help you repurpose your content for other things. Like you can turn a post into some content on Twitter and a blog or whatever. It's like you can do so much from a long form post. And so you're doing the work once and then you're parsing it out on all these other places like LinkedIn and Twitter and wherever. A strange one for me that's recently started happening is like you'll reconnect with old friends. So like people will see, they'll see your stuff out in the world. They'll see your content and they'll reach out and be like, oh, wow, this is really cool. Like I didn't know you were doing this or whatever. And so it's helped me meaningfully reconnect with old friends. And in fact, like I have a trip planned to New York City to go see a friend that I wouldn't otherwise have probably planned if our paths didn't kind of recross through one of the videos that this person saw, and then they reached out. And so that's been really cool, is to I would say it deepens relationships with existing people that already have your back. So like the cheerleaders in your life, and then with friends that you might have lost touch with, but like they didn't leave you for a seat. Like some people come into your life and they come out of your life for a season, but like maybe old friends that season didn't expire and they're still in your life in a small way. It's really cool to reconnect with people. The next one is you'll learn even faster. And so this is the point that I was referencing earlier that I was going to get to, which is we talked about positively impacting other people, right? This is about learning though. And what I think is so powerful about this, and I'm just coming from the book, there's a book I just read, not Atomic Habits, it's another one. I'll have to reference it at the end. But you'll learn because you're teaching. Teaching is the best form of learning, because in order for you to, you're doing something with the information that you accumulate. You're putting it somewhere, you're filing it away, you're sharing it with other people, you're applying it, right? If it's like videos on how to optimize your videos, if it's marketing or if it's like some other thing, it's like because you're teaching it, you'll end up learning faster and you'll be able to recall it faster and more accurately. And so I think my ability to retain information from some of these books that I've read, despite me not remembering the title of that book, has been immensely accelerated by sharing the stuff with you guys. And so that's been really powerful. Adam Grant is the author. I can't remember the name. Okay, moving on. I think one of the other things, this is number 8, you become less judgmental and more patient with other creators. So I think it's so easy behind the glass house to like throw stones, right? Like this person's speaking too slow, or they're this or they're that. I don't like their voice. Like for Gary Vee, like I hated Gary Vee for so long because his voice was so annoying to me, which is ironic, right? Considering my own drama with my voice. But I've noticed that I become less judgmental of other people because you understand how much work is involved, getting this whole studio situation set up. And like you guys can see, I'm on a really basic setup, but it still takes me some time. And I don't really edit my videos. I do one take. And so it's even that is still a lot of work. And then I chop stuff up in Opus Clip. I have to write a script, and you have to do a thumbnail and all this stuff. And I'm not trying to dissuade you, but that process, once you go through that, if you're fully committed to making videos and, producing at least 2-3 a week, going through that humbles you to the point where you become less judgmental of other creators on other platforms, but especially YouTube, because it requires a lot of time. And I would say the last one is it's like anything else, but because you're putting yourself out there in such a big way, right? It's not just a podcast where no one can see you. Like you can't look like a bum well, you can. You can do whatever you want to do and make videos however you want. But for me, like I want to show up with a certain brand, and I want to be able to, right now I have a coaching program, and I want to work with a certain type of person. And so I want to attract that person with my energy, with my tone, with my attitude, and with how I present myself. And so I'm not one to wear like 5-piece suits and do this whole thing. Like that's not me. And so where am I going with this is like you become confident in other areas of your life outside of just making video content. And I think a lot of it's because you put yourself out there so much in terms of your voice, in terms of your video production quality, in terms of your studio, right? Like what's the environment that you create that's engaging or interesting? What do you talk about? How do you talk about it? What's your tone? How do you inflect? How do you move from point to point, from topic to topic? Are your thumbnails catchy? Are the titles catchy? Like, it gives you confidence in other areas. Like now, even when I go to the gym or I go somewhere else, I, even though I'm not exactly where I want to be, I have a level of confidence that I wouldn't have otherwise had if I wasn't doing this for the last 6 months. So that is my point of view coming in from this as someone that, God willing, will have be monetized by the end of 2024. Not that I need it, it's just a goal that I want. So coming in with this as someone that's almost at 200 subscribers now, 6 months through the year, almost at 200 videos, so almost 1 video per every subscriber, like that I'm at right now, which is kind of cool. And then by the end of the year, in 6 more months, my goal is to hit 500 subs and just figure that out. Keep playing the game, keep helping people. And so, yeah, I hope these were surprising to you. They were surprising to me. I hope that you guys, even with 1% of you decide to commit and go all in, I think it'll change your life in a meaningful way. And I think you'll have fun with it. And I think you'll be blown away by how you can fit it into your schedule and make time for it. So hope these help you, and I'll see you in the next one.